For 3 nights, she was everywhere in my head. Scarlette. Her laugh through text, her gif wars, the way she buried truth inside sarcasm like knives wrapped in silk. And now, nothing. I jab at my phone and fire off a message anyway. Me. Be honest, you've been practicing your gift comebacks all day, haven't you? I wait. Nothing. No dots, no typing bubble. 5 minutes, 10, an hour, still nothing. By midnight, I've checked the screen so many times my thumb aches. I tell myself she's busy, I'm not her priority. But my eyes keep darting back, searching for that damn notification. By the second day, I've lost my patience. I stab the phone against my desk, then snatch it back instantly, scrolling through our old thread. Her last words glow like they've been branded into me. Careful, Ethan. You make distraction feel dangerous. Was that her goodbye? I pace the length of my office, tie loose, whiskey glass sweating in my palm. It's ridiculous. I control entire markets with a signature. I bend CEOs with a call. Yet I'm here, replaying the way she wrote 3 dots and deleted them before sending.
What's worse, being ghosted or never knowing why it happened? Have you ever trusted someone with your whole heart only for them to vanish without a word? Have you ever been left on red by the one person you thought would never hurt you? Have you ever wondered why the ones we love most sometimes disappear without a trace? Have you ever fallen for someone who left you questioning everything? If you've been there, hit like, comment, and subscribe to Scarlette Secrets. Your support means the world to us and helps us grow to keep sharing more stories that hit home runs. Now, let's get into today's story.
I hated waiting rooms. Airports, boardrooms, hospital lobbies, anywhere time slowed down long enough for me to feel the weight of my own thoughts. Tonight, it was my penthouse. Floor-to-ceiling windows stretched over the glittering skyline, a city alive beneath me. Inside, silence pressed in, heavy, accusing. I should have been buried in contracts, prepping for tomorrow's investor meeting. That was what I did. Conquer, control, keep moving. But instead, I sat with a half-finished whiskey and my phone in hand, staring at the one app I'd never admit to downloading. A dating app. Pathetic. I almost deleted it, but my thumb flicked on, muscle memory guiding me through glossy photos of women whose smiles looked practiced, whose bios screamed either rehearsed perfection or calculated chaos. Models, influencers, heiresses, I'd met them all at parties where champagne never stopped flowing, and conversations always felt the same. Swipe left, swipe left, swipe. I froze. Her. Not curated, no filter, no staged background, just sunlight spilling through park leaves, catching strands of auburn hair as she laughed mid-moment. Real, unprepared. The kind of smile that cuts through the bullshit and makes you forget breathing. Scarlette, 27, new in town. Bio, looking for a fresh start, addicted to coffee, swipe if you could make me laugh. Intrigue, tighter than curiosity, tightened in my chest. Not lust, something sharper, dangerous. I swiped right. The screen blinked. It's a match. For a man who'd negotiated billion-dollar mergers, my heart thumped like a teenager's. The cursor blinked, waiting, mocking. Words wouldn't come themselves. I typed, deleted, typed again. Ethan. So, do terrible coffee puns qualify as humor, or do I get unmatched on the spot? Her reply popped up almost instantly. Scarlette. That depends. How terrible are we talking? I grinned. On a scale of 1 to barista rolling her eyes daily, I'd say lethal. Scarlette. Bold strategy. Dangerous charm. You always this reckless with strangers? Ethan. Only with the ones whose smiles don't look rehearsed. Pause. Too much? Too personal? Scarlette. Careful. Flattery might actually work on me. Minutes blurred. They volleyed back and forth, gifts flying like verbal bullets. Ryan Gosling sipping wine, a cat swatting a massive dog, Tom bowing dramatically. Scarlette. You think you're smooth. You're not. Ethan, smooth is subjective. Dangerous is measurable. I'm both. Scarlette, careful. Midnight declarations are bold. Ethan, I don't wait for daylight. GIF wars turned into teasing, playful jabs. She sent a girl peeking from behind a blanket, eyes wide. Caption, don't tempt me. Ethan, what if I said I'm tempted too? 3 dots. Then gone. Back. Longer this time. My pulse hit the roof. Scarlette, then I'd say, careful. Temptation has consequences. Heat ran through me, slow burn coiling tight in my chest. She was baiting me. Ethan, I don't mind consequences. A pause. I imagined her smirking, tapping at her screen. Big words. You sure you can back them up? I sent a GIF. Harley Quinn, head tilt, wild smile. Maybe I like trouble. Her. You're in so much trouble, Ethan Cross? Wait, my name, Cross. I hadn't told her my last name, ever. Ethan, funny. Don't remember giving you that. Scarlette, you didn't have to. My heart kicked. That wasn't casual. That was knowing. Something beyond the screen. Ethan, are you always this precise? Scarlette, only with people worth my attention. Worth it. My chest tightened. I should have closed the app, walked away, let the banter die. I didn't. Ethan, then what happens next? 3 dots flashed, vanished, back again. Scarlette, that depends. How far do you want to go? I exhaled, pulse raging. Ethan, further than you think. Her reply landed like a knife. Scarlette, good. Midnight tomorrow. Don't be late. I blinked. No smiley, no flirty face, just command. Ethan, where? No answer. Scarlette, and Ethan, remember, I bite harder. Then silence. I sat in the dark, phone burning in my hand. The city glimmered outside, but it meant nothing. The whiskey sat forgotten. The contracts were irrelevant. All that mattered was her, the danger in her words and the fire in her smile. I wouldn't stop. I couldn't.
The clock glared 1:47 a.m. I should have been asleep. Meetings at 9, lunch with investors at noon, press at 3. My calendar ruled me, but right now it didn't matter. Her words did. Some connections burn too hot to survive. What the hell was that supposed to mean? A warning? A tease? Both? I told myself to let it go, sleep, forget, but my thumb hovered. I tapped Bloop in the chat. Ethan, all right, you don't get to drop ominous lines at midnight and vanish. Rules of texting 101. Nothing. No dots, no reply. I huffed out a laugh, tossed the phone aside. Buzz. Scarlette. Rules of texting? That's rich coming from a guy who thinks coffee puns are a personality trait. I grinned, sank into the sofa, phone back in hand. Ethan. Careful, I've got a whole arsenal ready. Don't make me unleash them. Scarlette. Bring it. I've survived worse. I scrolled, found a GIF, a barista collapsing face first into coffee beans, and fired it off. Seconds later, she countered with a dancing coffee cup, winking like it knew secrets. And just like that, it was war. Thread after thread filled with ridiculous GIFs, sarcastic captions, stupid memes. I laughed, real laughter, sharp and unpracticed. Not the polite chuckles I fed boardrooms, not the hollow amusement at champagne parties. Actual laughter, tearing out of me like I hadn't heard in years. Scarlette. Admit defeat yet? Ethan. Never. My pride's worth more than sleep. Scarlette. Bold words from someone crashing at 9 a.m. Ethan. Who says I'm the one with the meeting? Pause. 3 dots. Scarlette. Fine. Maybe I underestimated you, Mr. Mystery. Mr. Mystery. I liked that. More than I should. The banter shifted. Slower now. Less fire, more embers. She confessed her coffee order.
always iced, no matter the weather. I mocked her for it. She threw back that I probably ordered something pretentious. I told her single malt was my brand. She teased me for being predictable. We spiraled into music. She swore by obscure indie bands. I admitted that I didn't recognize a single one. She gloated, laughing in text the way I imagined she'd laugh in person. Then it slipped out. Casual but heavy. Moving here hasn't been easy. There it was again. Fresh start. She never said more. Ethan, you don't have to tell me why, but I'll listen if you want to. This time, the pause stretched long. I stared at the screen, restless, impatient. Finally, maybe someday, not tonight. Should have frustrated me. Didn't. It hooked me tighter. Whoever she was, she guarded her secrets, carefully, which made me want them even more. Ethan, fair, but I'll hold you to someday. Scarlette, dangerous promise, Ethan. Ethan, I like dangerous. She sent a gif, Harley Quinn blowing a kiss, wild-eyed. I fired back, Robert Downey Jr. smirking, mouthing, not sorry. Her reply hit seconds later. Careful, you make distraction feel dangerous. The clock ticked past 3, then 4, and still we talked, words tumbling reckless, like neither of us cared about tomorrow. Finally, when the city outside paled with dawn, she signed off. Sleep, Mr. Mystery. You'll need it. I stared at the screen long after the screen dimmed. Her voice lingered in my head, even though I'd never heard it. Not my empire, not rivals, not contracts. Her. Scarlette. And I knew I wouldn't stop.
For 3 nights, she was everywhere in my head. Scarlette. Her laugh through text, her gif wars, the way she buried truth inside sarcasm like knives wrapped in silk. And now, nothing. I jab at my phone and fire off a message anyway. Me. Be honest, you've been practicing your gift comebacks all day, haven't you? I wait. Nothing. No dots, no typing bubble. 5 minutes, 10, an hour, still nothing. By midnight, I've checked the screen so many times my thumb aches. I tell myself she's busy, I'm not her priority. But my eyes keep darting back, searching for that damn notification. By the second day, I've lost my patience. I stab the phone against my desk, then snatch it back instantly, scrolling through our old thread. Her last words glow like they've been branded into me. Careful, Ethan. You make distraction feel dangerous. Was that her goodbye? I paced the length of my office, tie loose, whiskey glass sweating in my palm. It's ridiculous. I control entire markets with a signature. I bend CEOs with a call. Yet I'm here, replaying the way she wrote 3 dots and deleted them before sending. By the 3rd night, I snap. Me. I'm starting to think you retired from GIF Wars undefeated, which is unfair considering I had a comeback locked and loaded. I stare at the screen. Delete. Type again. Delete. Finally, I give in. My finger hovers, then I send one word. Me. Scarlette. The message hangs in blue. No read, no reply. Silence. I slam the phone down, run a hand through my hair, and curse under my breath. What the hell are you doing to me? The room feels too big, the city lights beyond my window too far away. I grab the phone again, open her profile, and stare at the photo that hooked me in the first place. Her smirk, eyes like she knows something I don't. I hit call before I can stop myself. The phone rings once. Twice. Then her voicemail. Scarlette, it's me. My voice sounds rougher than I intend. Call me back. I hang up. My pulse is hammering. Seconds tick by. Nothing. I call again. Straight to voicemail this time. Scarlette, I grit my teeth. If this is your idea of winning the war, fine, you win. Just answer me. The silence afterward is louder than the city traffic below. I stare at the phone like it owes me an answer. Then, just as I set it down, a buzz jolts through my palm. My heart slams against my ribs. Message. But not from Scarlette. Unknown number. Stop looking for her. I freeze. The words burn on the screen. My grip tightens. Who the hell is this? I mutter, thumbs flying across the keyboard. Me. Who are you? Where's Scarlette? Nothing. I hit send again. Me. Answer me, damn it! Still nothing. The silence is heavier now, suffocating, coiled tight like it's waiting to strike. For the first time in years, I'm not in control. And the worst part? I don't know if Scarlette's the one pulling away, or if someone else already took her from me.
By the fourth night, I'd stopped checking my phone every 5 minutes. Now it was every 10. Scarlette's silence had shifted from curious to maddening, and every time the screen lit up with a name that wasn't hers, my chest tightened. When Lucas barged into my office Friday afternoon, I was already 1 second away from snapping. "Don't give me that look," he said, dropping into the leather chair like he owned it. "You've been brooding all week. It's pathetic." "I'm working," I muttered, shutting a file I hadn't read a damn word of. "You're sulking," he shot back. "Difference is, one makes money, the other makes wrinkles. Rooftop party tonight. You're coming." "No." "Yes!" "Lucas." "Ethan, come on. You need air, music, people, preferably a drink in your hand and something other than spreadsheets on your mind." I pinched the bridge of my nose. The alternative? Another night staring at a phone that refused to light up with the only name I wanted. My jaw clenched. Fine, one drink. The rooftop was alive when I arrived. Music pulsed under golden string lights, laughter spilled into the night air, and the skyline glittered like fire. I cut through the crowd easily, people partying without realizing why. Women smiled too long, men nodded too quick. None of it touched me. I didn't want the noise. I didn't want the empty chatter. Then I saw her, Scarlette. Standing near the edge of the rooftop, hair tumbling loose, glass in hand she wasn't drinking from. She laughed at something a friend said, head tilted, profile lit by the city. For a second, the world stopped. The girl from the screen, from the silence, from the damn GIF wars that had wrecked my sleep. She was real! Before I could think, I was moving. She turned, her eyes locked on mine across the crowd. Recognition slammed into both of us. Her lips parted, shock flickering before she masked it fast. Careful, guarded. I stopped the breath away. My voice came out lower, rougher than I meant. Scarlette. Her fingers tightened around her glass. She looked at me like she'd been waiting for this and dreading it all at once. I wasn't sure you'd recognize me, she said softly. Screens make it easy to hide. Hard to miss you. The silence between us stretched, sharp, electric. The rooftop blurred into background noise. She exhaled, almost a laugh. I didn't mean to disappear. I moved. New apartment. New job. I forgot the app. Forgot. The word hit like a punch and a relief in the same breath. But none of it mattered, because she was here, in front of me, and the pull between us was undeniable.
The moment I saw Scarlette under those lights, I almost believed in fate. Almost. But before I could get another word out, "Scarlette," a man's voice cut in, casual, too familiar. He slid right into our space like he belonged there. His hand brushed her arm, casual but claiming. My stomach clenched. "Didn't think I'd see you here," he said, grinning like the rooftop was his stage. "Still making the city your playground?" Scarlett stiffened. Her smile faltered. "Hey, Marcus, I was just—" Her eyes flicked to me. Hesitation. A flash of something raw. Marcus. I already hated him. I stepped in, my voice clipped, low. "I don't believe we've met." Marcus finally turned to size me up. He stuck out his hand with smug confidence. "Marcus Lane. And you are?" "Ethan. Nothing more. Just steel." Scarlett's lips pressed tight. "Marcus, this is a friend." Friend. The word burned. Marcus smirked. "Well, don't let me interrupt. Though, Scarlett, you really should stop disappearing on people. Bad habit of yours." Her body flinched. So subtle most wouldn't notice. I noticed. I stepped closer, my shoulder brushing hers, grounding her. My voice cut clean, deliberate. "I don't mind a little mystery. Makes things more interesting." Her breath hitched. Marcus's smile slipped. His hand finally dropped. "Right. Well, enjoy your night." He left. The second he did, the words snapped out of me. "Who was that?" Scarlett shook her head, too quick. "No one. Just someone from before." "Before what?" "Before now," she said, sharply, as if that ended it. I didn't move. That answer doesn't work for me. Her glass trembled in her hand. "It's the only one I've got." I leaned closer, my voice rough. "Scarlett, don't shut me out. Not after this." Her eyes locked on mine, wide, unsteady. "You don't understand." "Then make me." She shook her head, stepping back. "You don't know what you're asking." "I know exactly what I'm asking. I'm asking for now. Just now." Her lips parted like she might give in. Then she pulled back, whispering, "You shouldn't want this." "I do." "You'll regret it. Try me." Her chest rose and fell fast, like she was caught between fight or flight. Then she whispered, "I can't do this here." "Then tell me where." "I can't." "You can." Her hand slipped from mine. "Ethan, please don't follow me." And before I could move, she turned and disappeared into the crowd, vanishing like smoke. I shoved through bodies, searching. Lights flashed, music pounded, laughter swelled, but she was gone, completely gone. The city spun around me, alive and loud, but all I could hear was her last word, "Please." And I realized something that made my blood run cold. Scarlett wasn't just hiding from me. She was running from something else. Something that just collided with us head on.
The bell over the cafe door chimed when I stepped inside. Warm air, espresso, mismatched furniture. It was nothing like the boardrooms I owned, yet somehow more dangerous. Because she was here. Scarlett. Corner table, mug in her hand, auburn hair falling forward as she stared out the window like she was trying to escape through the glass. She hadn't seen me yet. I could have turned around, left, pretended I hadn't remembered the offhand comment she'd once dropped about this being her place. But I didn't move. Instead, I walked straight to her table. "You always hide in coffee shops when you disappear?" She flinched, head snapping up. Shock flickered across her face, then softened into something I couldn't name. For a second, just a second, relief. Then it was gone, buried under that guarded composure she wore like armor. "You found me," she whispered. "Wasn't looking for you. I was looking for decent coffee. You just happen to haunt the same places I do." Her lips twitched, almost a smile. "You're terrible at lying." "Then here's the truth." I leaned in. "You vanished, and I don't like being left in the dark." She stared at the mug like it could save her. "I didn't mean to. Sometimes it's easier to start over by leaving things unfinished." I didn't blink. "And what if some things are worth finishing?" Her eyes lifted, sharp and fragile all at once. The silence between us wasn't silence at all. It thrummed. "You don't know me, Ethan. Not really. And I don't do well with complicated." "Good thing I do." She shook her head quickly. "You don't understand. Then explain. I can't. You can. I don't want to drag you into too late. Her breath caught. She sat back, clutching her mug like a shield. One coffee doesn't mean anything. It means you didn't walk away when you saw me. I should have, but you didn't. Scarlett's jaw tightened. You think everything is a deal, a negotiation. Not me. I'm not for sale. Who said I was buying? I shot back. Maybe I'm just not done talking to you. Her laugh was short, bitter. Talking. Is that what this is? I leaned across the table until only inches separated us. Her eyes dropped to my mouth, then snapped back up like she regretted it. You're impossible. I've been called worse. Persistent, arrogant, dangerous. Accurate, I said, letting the word hang. And still you're here. Scarlett exhaled hard, pushing a hand through her hair. You don't know what you're doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. You'll regret it. Then let me regret it. She went silent. Too long. Her fingers toyed with the rim of her mug, circling it, circling me. Finally, she whispered, people who get close to me, they get hurt. I didn't blink. Then maybe I like the risk. Don't say that. Why not? Because you don't mean it. Try me. Her shoulders sagged, like the weight of whatever she carried pressed down harder than the ceiling. Ethan, please, stop pushing. No. She blinked, startled. I didn't soften. You ran after the rooftop. You didn't answer, and now I'm here. Tell me to leave, and I will, but don't sit here pretending this doesn't matter. Scarlett's jaw parted, but no words came. The cafe around us buzzed with chatter, clinking cups, the hiss of the espresso machine, but between us, the air was razor sharp. Finally, she managed, it's not that simple. It is. No, it isn't. Scarlett, I can't do this. She pushed back her chair suddenly, scraping the floor. I grabbed her wrist before she could stand. Not hard, just enough. Her pulse raced under my fingers, wild, fast, betraying everything she wouldn't say. Her eyes locked on mine. Fear, anger, something else. Let go, she whispered. Not until you tell me the truth. Her voice shook. The truth will destroy everything. Then let it. Her breath broke, sharp, like I'd cracked something open. Then she yanked her hand free, stood, and whispered, You don't know what you're asking for. Then tell me. Her eyes shone, glassy, but she turned, fast, slipping through the tables towards the door. Scarlett! My voice cut through the cafe, drawing stares. She froze mid-step, just for a heartbeat. Then the bell above the door rang, and she was gone. I sat there, hand still burning from where I'd held her, the taste of her almost confession hanging in the air. And I realized this wasn't about coffee. It never had been. Scarlett was hiding something big enough to terrify her, big enough to run from. And I was already in too deep to let her go.
The city at night felt alive. Quieter, yes, but sharper. Neon lights flickered in puddles, headlights smeared across wet asphalt. I walked beside Scarlett, hands shoved deep in my pockets, fighting the urge to close the space between us. Our coffee cups had been tossed blocks ago. Our excuses for walking together had expired, but we hadn't said goodbye. Neither of us was ready. Scarlett clutched her coat tighter around herself, her hair damp and wild in the rain-slick breeze. You really think you can handle complicated? She asked suddenly. Her voice was quiet, careful, like she was afraid of hearing the answer. I glanced at her, a half smile tugging at my mouth. Scarlett, I build billion-dollar companies out of chaos. Complicated is my specialty. That's business, she countered instantly. She shook her head, eyes on the ground. People are messier. Good, I said, sharper this time. I'm not looking for clean. I'm looking for real. Her steps faltered, just slightly, but enough for me to notice. My words had hit. She looked away, her gaze skating across the city lights like they might offer an escape. We turned down a quieter street, brownstones on either side, trees whispering overhead. Scarlett slowed, then stopped. She turned toward me, eyes flicking up to my face, searching, testing, hesitating. "You don't even know me," she whispered. I closed the distance, my shadow falling over her. "Then let me." Her breath caught, audible in the stillness. I could feel the pull in the air between us, taut, electric. "Ethan," she said, soft but trembling, more a warning than a name. I lifted my hand, brushed a damp strand of hair from her cheek, let my fingers linger down to her jaw. "You've been running since the day I met you," I said, voice low, deliberate. "Stop." Scarlett's lips parted, her chest rising hard with her breathing. She should have pulled back. She didn't. Every reason to run flashed in her eyes, but none of them reached her feet. She broke first. Her hand gripped my lapel and she crashed her mouth into mine. The world vanished. Her lips were fire, urgent, raw, almost desperate. I responded instantly, one hand cupping her face, the other pulling her against me, anchoring her there. The kiss deepened fast, messy and consuming, no space left for hesitation. Scarlett trembled against me, not from cold, from the sheer force of what was happening. My lips moved harder, demanding, but the need behind hers matched me, maybe even burned hotter. I tilted her head, deepened the kiss further, pulling her closer until I could feel every shaky breath, every heartbeat slamming against her ribs. Her fingers curled tighter in my coat, clutching like she'd fall apart if she let go. The kiss didn't feel like a beginning. It felt like something breaking open, something neither of us could undo. When we finally tore apart, gasping, our foreheads pressed together, the sound of rain filled the silence. Her breath shuddered out, her lips still parted, swollen, trembling. This can't happen. My grip on her waist only tightened. My voice was rough, hoarse, certain. It already did. Her eyes flew open, wide and stunned, staring into mine. She pulled back an inch, her body rigid with conflict. I saw it in her face. The panic, the want, the war inside her. She shook her head, voice cracking. "You don't understand. You have no idea what you started." My lips were still burning when I slipped inside my apartment. I pressed the door shut with my back, palms trembling. My chest rose and fell like I'd run 10 miles, but all I'd done was kiss him. Not just a man. Him. The city lights spilled across my floor through the window, but they blurred. All I could see was the fire in his eyes, the way his hand had claimed my waist, daring me to shove him away. I hadn't. Worse, I hadn't wanted to. My phone buzzed. Him. "Still tasting you. Wondering if I should apologize or make you beg for more." My throat tightened. My knees buckled, so I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the screen. Apologize? He wasn't sorry. Neither was I. I smirked and typed back fast, steady fingers masking shaky nerves. "Me. You should be careful. You might be overestimating your effect on me." The reply came instantly. "Oh, sweetheart, I never overestimate. I play to win." Heat curled low in my stomach. Unbidden, unwanted, addictive. I tossed the phone onto the blanket. No, I wasn't playing. Not tonight. The phone buzzed again. Him. "Unless you'd rather forfeit." I narrowed my eyes at the glowing screen. Forfeit? Oh no, if he wanted a game, he'd get one. Me. Fine, let's play. But don't start what you can't finish. Then nothing. Silence stretched. Minutes ticked by. My nerves itched with every second he didn't answer. I told myself I didn't care, but my hand kept reaching for the phone, flipping it face up, waiting. Just when I thought he'd dropped it, a picture appeared. A single glass of wine on a dimly lit table, his hand around the stem. Him. Your move. My pulse leapt. My mouth went dry. He wasn't hiding anything now. He was baiting me, testing how far I'd go. I stalked to the counter, grabbed a glass, poured wine halfway. My robe slipped as I sat back down, the silk edge of my shorts brushing my thigh. Perfect. I angled the camera, snapped the shot, sent it. Me. Checkmate. The dots appeared immediately. Typing. Gone. Typing again. Gone. I pictured him clenching his jaw, deleting, trying to decide if he'd concede or push harder. Finally. Dangerous girl. Don't tease unless you're ready for consequences. I laughed, low and satisfied. He thought he could warn me? No. I wanted him restless. I wanted him undone. Me. I don't scare easily. Your turn. Nothing. A minute, 2, 5. Then, open your door. My heart slammed to a stop. No. I stared at the words, waiting for them to rearrange into a joke. They didn't. 3 sharp knocks rattled my door. My breath caught, hand flying to my mouth. He hadn't been bluffing.
My hand hovered over the doorknob, trembling, not from fear, but from the ache clawing through every nerve. I stared at the door like it might scorch me if I touched it. His shadow lingered on the other side, tall, unmoving, waiting. One knock had shattered my defenses. His voice, low and dangerous, finished the job. Open the door, and you'll know what it feels like to finally stop pretending. My breath hitched. I could lock him out, retreat, pretend tonight never happened. Or I could turn the handle and step into the fire I'd been circling for weeks. The choice seared me. My fingers moved before reason could stop them. Click. The door swung open. He was there. Broad shoulders filling the frame, eyes molten. No teasing smile, no polished mask, just hunger, raw and unrestrained. We didn't speak. Words would have ruined it. He stepped inside, the door thudding shut behind him, sealing us in. His hand gripped the back of my neck, pulling me up into him. Our mouths collided, desperate, teeth clashing, lips fierce. I moaned into him. The sound cracked something open in both of us. He shoved me against the wall. Cold plaster pressed into my back, his heat pressed into my front. His hands slid under my shirt, roaming rough and sure. I yanked at his shirt, pulling it over his head in one frantic motion. His muscles flexed beneath my fingers, hard, burning. "You're trouble," he growled against my mouth, lips grazing my jaw. "And you're late," I shot back, breathless, nails dragging down his chest. He laughed, low and hoarse, desire breaking through. "Then I'll make up for it." We stumbled toward the bedroom. Clothes hit the floor, my top, his belt, my skirt. Each step a fight between slowing down to savor and giving in to the urgency devouring us. When my back hit the sheets, I dragged him down with me, kissing him like I'd drown if I stopped. His weight pinned me, overwhelming, grounding. His mouth traced down my throat, lingering at the pulse that raced under his lips. "You taste like sin," he whispered, voice rough as his mouth skimmed my collarbone. "And you like it," I gasped. Too damn much. The night ignited. Clothes tore, breath tangled. Our kisses turned hungrier, our touches reckless. No gentleness, just the wild, unrestrained claiming of two people who had waited too long, played too close, and finally snapped. We burned until nothing was left but fire. Morning crept in slow, sunlight spilling across tangled sheets. I stirred first, every inch of me aching in the best possible way. He was still beside me, arm heavy across my waist, breathing steady. The sight sent a shiver through me, not just from the intimacy, but from what it meant. This wasn't a mistake. This was a line crossed. And once crossed, there was no going back. The sunlight leaked through the blinds, cutting golden lines across tangled sheets and bare skin. My body ached from last night, every nerve still humming with the taste of him, the weight of him, the way I'd surrendered without hesitation.
For one stolen moment, I let myself sink against him, his arm heavy across my waist, his breath warm at my neck. Dangerous comfort. Addictive. But reality struck like a blade. What have I done? I slipped carefully out of bed, pulling the sheet around me. Barefoot, I stood at the edge of the room, staring at nothing, chest tight with that old, familiar fear. Giving too much, losing myself, being broken again. His voice broke the silence. Running away already? I froze. He was awake. His tone was lazy, teasing, but beneath it I caught something else. Fragile, careful. I turned. He was sprawled against the pillows, hair messy, eyes heavy with sleep, yet fixed on me like he could read the thoughts I'd buried. I'm not running, I lied. Just thinking. His lips curved into a smirk. Dangerous habit, thinking. You'll ruin the magic. I forced a smile, brittle. Magic fades. His eyes sharpened. The smile stayed, but I saw it falter at the edges. He reached for his phone on the nightstand. Casual. Too casual. Maybe, he said smoothly, but we had a hell of a show last night. The words cut deeper than they should have. My stomach clenched. I hated myself for expecting more, for wanting him to say it wasn't just fun, that it meant something. Stupid. This was what he did. Charm, tease, distract, destroy. I gripped the sheet tighter. I should shower. Go ahead. His voice was unreadable now, then softer, almost swallowed. Don't shut me out. I froze in the doorway, pulse hammering. I'm not shutting you out. Then why does it feel like you already have? I turned slowly. He hadn't moved, still flat on his back, eyes on the ceiling, but his jaw was tight, his hand gripping the phone like he wanted to crush it. You're imagining things. Am I? His eyes flicked to me, sharp, because it looks like you can't wait to get away. You're wrong. Then prove it. His voice was low, steady, but his eyes burned. Stay. Don't hide behind excuses. Don't... He broke off, dragging a hand through his hair. Don't make me think last night was just another game to you. The words knocked the air from my chest. A game? That's your specialty, not mine. His jaw ticked. So it was serious for you? I hesitated. Too long. He laughed once, bitter. That's what I thought. Don't twist this, my voice cracked. Do you think I don't know you? You flirt, you play, you push until people can't say no, and then you... I bit the words back, shaking my head. You've done this before. He sat up in bed, the sheet sliding from his torso, his voice sharp. And you haven't? You think you're the only one scared of what this is? You think I don't feel it too? My throat tightened. Then say it. Stop hiding behind your smirk and your damn charm. Just say it. Silence. His chest rose and fell, his lips parted, but nothing came out. I laughed bitterly. Exactly. I turned away, gripping the doorknob of the bathroom. My heart thundered. Behind me, his voice broke the silence again. Lower this time. Rougher. Do you think I don't want to? I froze, hand trembling on the knob. Then why don't you? I whispered. Because if I do, he said, voice like gravel, you'll run faster than you are right now. The word slammed into me. My breath caught. You don't know me. I know enough. Then you know I don't scare that easily. He was suddenly behind me, close, too close, his breath hot at my ear. Prove it. I spun to face him, back hitting the door, our eyes locked, heat and anger tangled with something far more dangerous. You're playing with fire, I whispered. Then burn with me. The space between us vanished, tension snapping like a live wire. My chest rose and fell, his hand braced beside my head, his eyes drilling into mine. Neither of us moved, caught in a storm neither wanted to escape. I swallowed hard. This is exactly what I'm afraid of. Good. His voice was sharp, merciless. Fear means it's real. My heart slammed against my ribs. The air crackled between us, too thick to breathe. The air crackled between us, too thick to breathe, too sharp to escape. And then silence. His hand hovered near mine, my grip still tight on the doorknob. One push, one pull, one word could shatter everything. But neither of us spoke. Two hearts, both scarred, both aching, both terrified, standing inches apart, yet already worlds away.
The ballroom glowed under crystal chandeliers, laughter spilling across marble floors, glasses clinking in celebration. Everyone looked like they belonged. I didn't. Not tonight. Not after the silence that had stretched between us since last night. His hand pressed lightly against the small of my back, guiding me through the sea of sequins and black ties. A claim, a warning, a reminder. It should have been comforting. Instead, my chest tightened, full of words unsaid. "Smile," he murmured, lips brushing my ear. "Everyone's watching." I curved my mouth into one. Fragile. Practiced. Before I could answer, a smooth voice cut in. "Didn't expect to see you here." I turned. Midnight blue tux, drink in hand, smile sharp as glass. Handsome, polished, confident. The kind of man who didn't need to try. Women noticed him. They always would. And right now, he noticed me. "You look stunning tonight." His eyes swept over me, bold, deliberate. I gave a polite laugh, brushing it off, but it was too late. The shift beside me was immediate. Heat, sharp as steel, rolling off the man at my side. His jaw locked, his hand stiffened, his silence louder than the music. Blue Tux leaned closer. "Tell me, do you come to these things often?" The words never finished. My wrist was suddenly caught, firm, possessive, undeniable. He yanked me flush against his side, voice low enough to slice. "She's taken." The air thinned, conversations blurred. Blue Tux raised both hands, smirking like he'd expected the reaction. "Relax, man, just talking." But I could feel it, the storm brewing under his skin. His grip tightened, his chest hard against mine, his stare burning. Without another word, he pulled me through the crowd. "Let go," I hissed, heels scraping marble as I stumbled after him. "You don't get to drag me around like what?" His voice was sharp, raw, vibrating with jealousy he didn't bother to hide. "Like some idiot was drilling all over you while you just stood there smiling?" "It was harmless," I snapped, struggling against his grip. "You can't just claim me like I'm mine." The word cracked through the night as he spun, pinning me against the terrace railing. Cold air rushed over my skin, but his heat drowned it out. His arms braced me in, his eyes dark and wild. "Don't you get it?" he said, chest heaving. "You are mine." And watching anyone look at you like that? He broke off, teeth grinding, breath ragged. My throat closed. Fury and fire tangled in me, choking logic. "You don't own me," I shot back, though my voice trembled, betraying the rush of heat pounding through my veins. His laugh was bitter, dangerous. "God help me, I know that, but I can't stand it. I can't stand the thought of losing you before I even—" He stopped. Words strangled, swallowed. His eyes searched mine, desperate, unguarded. I waited. 1 second. 2. He didn't say it. Instead, he crushed his mouth onto mine. The kiss was brutal, hungry, a war and a plea in one. I should have shoved him away. I didn't. I clutched his lapel, pulling him closer, answering his fire with my own. Every argument poured out between our teeth, every unspoken fear colliding in heat and fury. His hands clamped around my waist, pinning me to the railing. I arched into him, anger and need blurring until I couldn't tell them apart. We tore apart, gasping, foreheads pressed together, sweat and breath mixing. "You drive me insane," I whispered. "Good," he rasped, voice jagged. His hand slid down my spine, gripping tight like he'd never let go. My lips trembled, torn between defiance and surrender. I kissed him again, harder this time, fiercer, surrender winning. Inside, the ballroom glittered on.
Laughter swelled, glasses clinked, the world spun without us. But out on that terrace, nothing existed but the fire.
The city outside was silent, but inside my apartment, the air felt heavy, charged. His shirt lay somewhere on the floor, my lips still stung from his kisses, and yet, between us, silence. I sat cross-legged at the edge of the bed, twisting a strand of hair around my finger, staring at him leaning against the doorframe. Fresh from the shower, collar open, damp hair slicked back, watching me like he was reading every thought I didn't want him to see. "Say something," I whispered, voice raw. He pushed off the frame and crossed the room. The bed dipped under his weight. He didn't speak, just took my hand, thumb brushing over my knuckles. Quiet, patient, waiting. My throat tightened. No more running. I didn't just leave my old city because of work. My voice cracked, trembling. I left because of him. His jaw tightened, eyes sharpening, but he didn't interrupt. "My ex," I forced out. "We were together for years. I thought he was it, my future." And then my chest caved with the memory. I found out he was cheating, not just once, with someone I trusted, a friend. His hand stilled against mine. They made me feel like a fool, and when I confronted him, he said it was my fault, that I wasn't enough, My voice broke. I hated it, hated how weak it sounded. The silence pressed hard, regret clawed up my throat, until his grip crushed mine tighter. "Don't you ever think that." His voice was low, almost feral. His gaze locked on mine, storm raging in his eyes. "You were never not enough. He was a coward, a liar, and if I ever meet him," his words dropped darker, deadly, "he won't walk away standing." A broken laugh escaped me. "You don't have to threaten him." "I'm not threatening." His tone was sharp steel. "I'm promising." Something inside me loosened, but the vulnerability still stung. I lowered my eyes. "That's why I don't trust easily anymore. Why I keep walls up. I can't survive being torn apart like that again." His hand came up, fingers cupping my cheek, forcing me to look back at him. His touch was warm, grounding, but his eyes burned with something fierce. "You won't have to. Not with me." The certainty in his voice rattled me. My lips parted, ready to say something, when his expression shifted. Hesitation flickered across his face, a shadow. "What is it?" I asked. He leaned back slightly, dragging his thumb across his jaw, like the words tasted bitter before they left him. Finally, quietly, "You want the truth? My biggest fear?" My heart thudded. "Yes." His chest rose and fell. "That none of this is real. That women only see me for the money, the power, the name, not me." His eyes cut away for the first time. "Do you know what it feels like to wonder every time if they want the man or the billionaire?" Something inside me twisted. I reached for his hand this time, threading my fingers with his. "I don't care about the billionaire. I care about the man, the one who makes me laugh, who drives me insane, who looks at me like I'm the only thing he sees." His eyes started back to mine, searching, testing, almost disbelieving. I held firm. For a moment, nothing moved. Then his lips found mine, slow this time, deliberate, not angry, not desperate, just real. A kiss heavy with something unspoken, something fragile and terrifying. When he pulled back, his forehead pressed against mine. His voice was rough, uneven. "You've just become the most dangerous woman in my life." A shaky smile tugged at my lips, though tears I hadn't noticed slipped free. "Why?" His answer gutted me. "Because you're the only one who could break me." The words hit harder than a scream, hanging in the air like glass about to shatter. And in that moment, I knew he was right. And that terrified me more than anything.
The city blurred into background noise. By day, I wore my mask, smiling with friends over coffee, laughing as though nothing was eating me alive. But when night fell, he was there. Always there. And when he was, everything I thought I could control shattered. The first time, it was the hotel suite. 15th floor, walls of glass, skyline glowing behind us. He barely slid the keycard into the slot before I shoved him against the door. "Impatient, aren't you?" His voice was low, teasing. "Shut up," I snapped, dragging his tie, pulling his mouth to mine. He groaned into the kiss, his hands already under my dress. The door clicked shut, clothes hit the floor, and suddenly the world didn't exist anymore. Only him, only me, only the fire burning too hot to smother. "God, I gasped, nails raking his back. "Say it," he demanded, lips bruising mine. "I hate you," I whispered against his mouth. "Liar." His laugh was dark, breathless. "You want me." And I did. Too much. The city lights framed us, but they weren't witnesses, they were accomplices. Every moan drowned out the world. Every touch ripped another piece of control from me until I gave in, completely, utterly his. It should have been enough. One night, one mistake, but the hunger didn't end, it deepened. 2 nights later, it was my place. I opened the door to find him leaning casually against the frame, suit jacket undone, smirk curling his lips. "You didn't answer my text," he said. "I didn't wait for one." I tried to sound annoyed, but my heartbeat betrayed me. Planning to keep me outside, his gaze dropped to my mouth. "I should." "Then do it." He stepped closer, closed the door, tell me to go. I didn't. I couldn't. Instead, I tried to push him back, but he kissed me before the words could leave my lips, lifting me like I weighed nothing. "Put me down," I started. No. He carried me inside, straight to the kitchen counter. Cold marble against my skin, his heat everywhere else. A wine bottle tipped, spilling red across the floor, but I didn't care. "Say my name," he growled against my throat. "Don't say it." I broke. "God, your name." He swallowed it, kissed it, tore it from me again and again until I couldn't breathe, couldn't think, only feel. Afterwards, panting, sweat cooling on my skin, I whispered without meaning to, "I should hate you." "Then hate me tomorrow," he murmured, brushing hair from my face. "Tonight, you're mine." I should have ended it, but the late night texts kept coming. Awake? Every time I told myself no. Every time I answered yes. Sometimes it was fast and wild, like we were racing against discovery. "Quiet," he warned, once hand over my mouth, smirk tugging at his lips. "Then stop making me." I bit his palm, breathless. "Never," he growled, flipping me beneath him. Other nights were slower. Torture. "You don't get to look away," he whispered, holding my face, kissing me until I forgot why it was wrong. Not from me. "Why do you," I gasped, "always take control?" "Because you let me. Because you crave it." And damn him, I did. But it wasn't just physical anymore. In stolen hours, I confessed truths I'd sworn I'd bury. "Your touch makes me forget," I whispered one night, tracing the line of his jaw. "Forget what?" "The ache, the betrayal, everything." His gaze softened, something raw flickering there before he shut it down, turning his face away. "What are you hiding from me?" I pressed. "Nothing you need to know." His tone was clipped, final. But I saw it, that unguarded crack, and it terrified me more than his secrets. Every encounter tangled us deeper. Every goodbye ripped me apart. "This has to stop," I told him once, breathless, clothes half on, half off. "Say that again," he challenged, pulling me back. "I can't." "Exactly." His kiss swallowed my protest, and I hated him for being right. Obsession. That's what it became. Obsession neither of us dared name. But the more I gave in, the sharper the edge of danger cut against me. Because one night, when his phone buzzed on the nightstand, I saw it. Just one word flashing across the screen. Unknown caller. But beneath it, in bold letters that stole my breath, was the message. She's going to find out. My heart stopped. I froze in his arms, pulse thundering, staring at those words. He didn't notice. His mouth was still on my skin, his hand sliding lower, his voice a low murmur. Stay with me tonight. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't move. Because suddenly, I wasn't sure if I was tangled in passion or in a trap.
The night was too quiet. No traffic, no horns, no neon blur. Just the hum of his penthouse and the suffocating silence between us. I sat at the edge of his bed, sheets twisted around me like restraints I couldn't untangle. His cologne hung in the air, sharp and intoxicating, dragging me back into the pull I swore I'd resist. I shouldn't be here, I whispered, clutching the sheets like they could anchor me. He stood at the doorway, shirt half unbuttoned, hair still a mess from my hands minutes earlier. He looked racked and dangerous, every inch temptation. But his eyes, those betrayed him. His calm was an act. You've said that before, he drawled, voice too casual, too smooth. But here you are, again. Because I'm stupid. My voice cracked and I hated it. Because I forget how this ends. Men like you, men like him, they don't just walk away. They leave marks, scars. My throat clenched, memories choking me. I forced myself to meet his stare. And I can't do it again. I won't. Something shifted in his expression. Anger, raw and sharp. His jaw locked, his fists flexed. Don't, he said, low and lethal. Don't you dare put me in the same category as him. How am I supposed to know the difference? My chest rose and fell too fast. Tell me, how? For a heartbeat, the air between us burned. His mask slipped. The teasing, the smug control, it vanished. He crossed the room in 2 strides. His hand caught my chin, tilting my face up. Not rough, not soft either. Demanding. Stay. His voice was stripped bare, raw steel under fire. Stay long enough to find out. Stop running the second it feels real. Because if you walk out now... His thumb brushed my lips, making my pulse stutter. My breath tangled in my throat. His words weren't just a dare. They were a plea. I can't. My voice shook. I don't know if I can stay. Then prove it. His eyes burned into mine. Don't tell me, show me. The kiss that followed wasn't sweet. It was war, desperation and defiance colliding. His mouth crushed mine, my hands fisting in his shirt, his grip anchoring me, like he refused to let me slip through his fingers. You drive me insane, I gasped against him. Good. Now you know how it feels. I shoved at his chest. You're impossible. And you're addicted. He shot back, pinning me against the bed frame. Addicted? My laugh was broken, sharp. Don't flatter yourself. Then walk out. His gaze dared me. Go on, walk out, and don't look back. My heart hammered so loud I was sure he could hear it. My body leaned into him, betraying every word I tried to form. I know I can't, I whispered. His smirk was gone. His voice dropped, dangerous and vulnerable all at once. Then stop pretending you ever wanted to. We collided again, the fight dissolving into heat, into hands and mouths and breathless curses. He kissed me like I was oxygen, like the thought of me leaving was suffocating him. Between kisses, between gasps, the words spilled, sharp and cutting. You're a mistake. Then make it again, he demanded. You'll destroy me. Too late. Every touch was a battle, every kiss surrender. The sheets tangled, the air thick with everything we didn't say. When we finally broke apart, both of us gasping, his forehead pressed to mine, the silence was deafening. I should go. Then go. But don't come back if you do. You don't mean that. Try me. His eyes dared me again. Prove me wrong. Tears stung hot behind my eyes, but I blinked them away. Why do you keep pushing me? Because you keep running. Because every time I think you're all in, you look at me like I'm one mistake away from being him. And I'm not. I'm not him. My voice cracked. Then tell me what you're hiding. Tell me why I should believe you. He froze, just for a second, enough for me to see it, the truth he wouldn't say. That's what I thought, whispered bitterly. His jaw clenched. Some things are better left unsaid. No, that's just another excuse. We stared at each other, tension snapping like electricity, neither willing to give in, neither willing to let go. Finally, he pulled me back into his arms, mouth crashing against mine again, swallowing the fight, the doubt, the fear. It wasn't just passion anymore. It was obsession. And somewhere deep down, I knew obsession was always a prelude to destruction.
The kiss didn't end, it exploded. His mouth crashed against mine like fire catching dry wood. Wild, consuming, dangerous. I should have stopped him. I should have stopped myself. Instead, my fingers tangled in his hair, dragging him closer, hungrier, rawer. Wait, I gasped against his lips, pushing at his chest, needing air, needing space. But he didn't let me go. His breath burned hot against my throat as his mouth trailed down, grazing my pulse, tasting my skin. God, you drive me insane, I whispered, the words trembling out of me, half plea, half curse. He pulled back just enough to look at me. His eyes were molten steel, burning with a hunger I couldn't fight. His chest rose and fell in jagged rhythm like mine. Good, because you've been driving me insane since the moment I saw you. My laugh broke, jagged, shaking. It wasn't humor, it was desperation. We're a disaster. Then let's be a disaster. His voice was rough, dangerous, reckless. Then he cleaned my mouth again, harder, rougher, like he was branding me, like he was daring me to pull away. We stumbled, crashed onto the bed, tangled in sheets. Our bodies collided with a desperation that clawed deeper than lust. It was fear. Fear of losing this, of losing him. Fear that if I let go, it would all vanish. Every kiss was a war. Every touch was a plea. Don't stop, I whispered, nails raking down his back, pulling him closer. He groaned, low and guttural, the sound vibrating through me. His mouth devoured mine, his hands roaming, like he couldn't get enough, like he'd never get enough. I can't, my voice broke. I didn't finish. Yes, you can. His lips brushed my ear, his words a brand searing into me. His voice was rough velvet, threaded with fire. Then he said it, the words that froze me, that burned hotter than any touch. You're mine. My heart slammed against my ribs, the air vanished. His claim hung heavy, dangerous, undeniable. I should have pulled back. I should have pushed him away, told him no, told him this was madness. But instead, my body arched into his, my breath caught, and the words slipped out, broken, trembling, but real. Yours. His eyes darkened, sharp, like he'd been waiting for this, like everything else had been a prelude to this single word. Something snapped between us. The carefulness vanished, the walls shattered. We weren't careful anymore. We weren't cautious. We were reckless, raw, desperate. His mouth claimed mine again, fiercer, wilder, every kiss a demand. My hands dragged him down, holding him like I could anchor myself to him, like I could stop the world from spinning apart.
"Don't you dare let go," he growled into my skin. "Then don't make me," my voice cracked, but I didn't care. His laugh was low, rough, dangerous. Our breaths tangled, our words clashed between kisses, sharp and desperate. "You'll ruin me," I gasped. "Then I'll ruin you." His hands tightened on me, as if daring me to argue. "But you'll be mine while I do it." "You're insane." "For you, always." The room spun, the sheets twisted around us, trapping us, binding us. Every second pulled me deeper, every heartbeat tied me tighter. I thought about leaving. I always thought about leaving. But not now, not here. For the first time, I thought about staying.
The glow of last night still clung to me when I woke, but by morning, it soured into something sharp and ugly. My phone buzzed while I sipped my coffee. Headlines, notifications stacked like bricks, heavy and suffocating. Screenshots, tags, whispers, the cruel smirk of gossip on full display. The billionaire playboy strikes again. New mystery woman spotted leaving his penthouse. Just another notch in his belt. My stomach knotted so hard it felt like it might collapse in on itself. The coffee tasted bitter, my hands cold around the mug. Ice water down my spine. That's what it felt like. I shut the screen, but the words stayed burned in my mind. When he called that afternoon, his voice was velvet, steady, warm. Too warm. "Dinner tonight," he said. "Just us." The words hit differently now. I forced my throat to work. "Do you always say that? Just us?" A pause. Not long, but long enough to cut. "What's this about?" he asked, quiet but sharp. "Nothing," I muttered and shoved the phone away before the crack in my voice betrayed me. But it wasn't nothing. All day doubt gnawed at me, clawing under my skin, tracking up every whispered headline, every smug message from fake friends who couldn't wait to see me bleed. I replayed his touch, his whispered, "You're mine," and wondered, had he said it to others? Was I just a temporary thrill, soon to be discarded? By the time the doorbell rang that night, panic had already hollowed me out. I opened the door. He was there, sharp suit, eyes stormy, tension running through him like live wire. He didn't even wait. "You're pulling away from me." His voice was low, raw, accusing. I crossed my arms, steel over breaking glass. "I'm protecting myself." His brows snapped together. "From what? From me?" "Yes." The word cut. My chest ached saying it. He stepped forward, close enough that I could feel the storm radiating off him. His jaw flexed, his hands restless at his sides. "Do you really think I'd risk all of this? Us? For a fling?" My stomach burned. "That's what people say you do, over and over. Why should I believe I'm different?" His hand raked through his hair, frustration etched into every movement. "I've never looked at anyone the way I look at you." The words cracked open between us, raw and desperate. But doubt had already poisoned me. I stayed silent, and my silence was killing him. I saw it in the way his eyes flinched, the way his chest heaves like he couldn't breathe. "Don't do this," he whispered, voice rough like gravel. "Don't walk away when I finally found something real." I swallowed, hard. My heart hammered so violently it hurt. "Real?" "Yes, real. Damn it, look at me." His hand caught my chin, forcing my eyes to read his. Steel blue, burning, pleading. "You think I care what they say? You think I'd chase anyone else when I already have you?" My voice broke. But what if I'm just another story to them? Another name for the headlines? "Then let them write it," he shot back. "Let them choke on it. None of it matters, not compared to this." His words slammed into me, but the fear still clung, sharp and choking. I pushed his hand away. "It matters to me." His jaw locked, his fists curling at his sides.
So what do you want me to do? Tell me, right now, what will prove it to you? I hesitated. I don't know. Bullshit, he snapped. You do know. You just don't want to admit it. Silence. My pulse thundered. His voice dropped, rough and uneven. You want me to beg? You want me on my knees telling you I've never wanted anyone like I want you? Fine, I'll do it. But don't you dare stand there and pretend you don't feel the same. My breath hitched. Heat and fear tingled inside me. I never asked you to beg. Then what are you asking? His voice cracked, the storm breaking. Because right now, it feels like you're already gone. I'm scared. Of me? No, of this. My hands trembled. Of trusting you and being wrong. He closed the distance in one stride, his breath hot against my face. Then don't trust me, he growled. Feel me, right here, right now. Tell me this isn't real. His chest pressed against mine, his heartbeat hammering as loud as my own. My lips parted, but the words wouldn't come. And he saw it. He saw the hesitation, the war inside me. God damn it, he muttered, tearing away and pacing the room, running both hands through his hair like he was coming undone. I can't lose you over rumors. I can't. I wrapped my arms around myself, trembling. Then give me a reason not to believe them. He froze mid-step. His back rose and fell, his shoulders rigid. Slowly he turned, eyes dark, unreadable. A beat of silence. Then, low and dangerous, he said, "What if I told you someone wants you to believe them?" My heart stopped. What? He stepped closer, voice a razor's edge. Those headlines, those whispers, it's not random. It's not gossip. It's a setup. Someone's feeding this to the press. My breath caught in my throat. Why? His eyes burned into mine. To tear us apart. The room spun. My pulse thundered in my ears. Who? I whispered. His jaw tightened, his silence heavy. I reached for him, desperate. Tell me. He opened his mouth, then stopped. His phone buzzed in his pocket, loud in the suffocating silence. He glanced at it. His face changed. Eyes narrowing, fury sparking, his whole body went tense. What is it? I demanded. He didn't answer. He just stared at the screen, then shoved the phone into his jacket. Nothing you need to see, he muttered. I grabbed his arm. Don't you dare shut me out. His eyes met mine, storming, dark, dangerous. If I tell you what I just saw, you'll never look at anyone the same again. My chest tightened. Tell me. He shook his head. Not tonight. Tell me! His silence was the loudest answer of all. The doubt inside me flared back, sharp and merciless. And in that silence, in the tension that crackled like a live wire ready to snap, I realized whatever was on that phone, whatever he wasn't telling me, it was already tearing us apart.
The air between us was sharp enough to cut. You don't get it, Ethan. Scarlett's voice cracked like a whip, her chest heaving. You think charm fixes everything, but it doesn't. You think I'm sorry erases fear, or her hands shook, fists clenched, or the past. I moved closer, instinct more than choice. Scarlett, no. She squared her shoulders, eyes blazing, daring me to push further. I'm not just another conquest you can flaunt or forget. I'm not safe for you to claim. I reached for her hand. She yanked it back like fire. Don't. The word sliced through me. Scarlett, listen to me. Stop pretending like you understand me, she snapped. You don't. You haven't even tried to really see me. Each word landed like a punch. I swallowed hard, the weight of them stripping me raw. I don't know how to do this without screwing it up. My voice broke, rough, unfamiliar even to me. But I can't
can't let you walk away. She shook her head. Anger and heartbreak twisted across her face. Maybe that's just it. Maybe you always will. Her heels hit the floor like gunshots as she backed toward the door. Every step hollowed me out. Scarlette, please, I lunged, hollowed me out. Scarlette, please, I lunged, not to grab her, but to hold her in place with sheer desperation. Don't leave me like this. Her hand froze on the knob. She turned, eyes bright with unshed tears. Maybe I have to. Maybe you need to see... Scarlette. I closed the gap before she could finish. My hand caught her wrist, gentle, trembling. My other hand cupped her face. Her skin was warm, wet with a tear she hadn't realized had fallen. I brushed it away with my thumb, holding on like she might vanish. I don't care about the past. I don't care what anyone says. I'm falling hard, and if you leave now, I might never get another chance to prove it. For a heartbeat, the world stilled. Her breath shook, her shoulders tight, her eyes searching mine. She exhaled, ragged, broken. For the first time, her body softened. The tension eased just a fraction. But she didn't answer. She didn't step back. She didn't step forward. I let go slowly, my hands falling uselessly to my sides. My chest burned with the weight of it. I searched her face, begging silently, but the silence stretched, heavier and heavier. I realized then, charm, power, control, none of it mattered. Not if she walked out that door. She turned. Her heels clicked against the floor. The knob twisted. The door opened. Scarlette! She stepped out. The door slammed behind me, sharp, final, leaving me staring at the wood. Breath torn from my chest. And in the ringing silence that followed, I knew. I had fallen. Hard. And I might already be too late.
Rain hammered the city like war drums, drowning everything in noise and chaos. My coat was soaked through, clinging to my skin, but I didn't feel it. All I felt was the hollow thud in my chest, the slam of the door, the sight of her walking away. Scarlette was gone, and I couldn't let it end like that. Scarlette! My voice tore out of me, rough, carried away by the storm. Nothing. Just rain. Just headlights streaking past like ghosts. I cut through the crowd, boots splashing through puddles, scanning every shadow, every corner. Neon lights reflected in the slick pavement like a shattered mirror. My pulse roared in my ears. Then, there, a flash of auburn hair, plastered wet against her face. Her coat. Her walk, fast, purposeful, like she was willing herself not to look back. Scarlette! She froze for a second, shoulders stiff, before turning her head. Her eyes caught mine across the street, wide, startled, full of something between anger and pain. She turned back, walking faster. I didn't think. I ran. Scarlette, stop! She ignored me, weaving through people with sharp, determined steps. I pushed harder, water spraying up from every step until I caught her arm. My hand closed around her wrist, spinning her toward me. She gasped, rain dripping down her face, her chest rising and falling like she'd run for miles. Ethan, let go. No. My grip tightened, not to hurt, but to anchor her. I'm not letting you walk away. Her eyes blazed. You don't get to decide that. I do if it means losing you, I shot back. My voice cracked, raw. You can hate me, scream at me, curse me out, but don't think for 1 second I'll let you disappear into this storm like none of it mattered. Her lip trembled, but her words cut. It matters too much. That's the problem. Then make it matter in the right way. I stepped closer, rain streaming between us. You think I want easy, perfect? Scarlette, I don't want perfect. I want you. All of you. The messy, complicated, stubborn you that makes me lose my mind every second we're apart.
Her eyes flickered, uncertain. Her voice almost a whisper. Why? Why me? Because I cupped her face, my thumb brushing the rain away, though it returned instantly. Because no one has ever made me feel like this. No one. And I swear to God, I don't care about the headlines, the gossip, the past, none of it. I care about you. Only you. She shook her head, but it wasn't defiance this time. It was fear. I can't believe that. I don't know how. Then let me prove it. I leaned closer, my forehead against hers, every breath I took shuddering out of me. Let me show you every day until you can't deny it anymore. Her hands pressed against my chest, trembling, caught between pushing me away and holding on. Ethan, you'll regret this. I regret nothing except letting you walk away tonight. Silence stretched, thick with rain, with the sound of traffic, with the ache between us. Then, finally, her resistance cracked. She sagged forward just slightly, her eyes closed, her breath mingling with mine. For one suspended heartbeat, everything else disappeared. The world was only us. Her trembling lips, my desperate hands, the storm beating down around us. I kissed her. The taste of rain, salt, fire, all at once. It wasn't calm, it wasn't sweet. It was desperate, hungry, reckless. It was a promise and an apology tangled in one. Her fingers curled into my shirt, gripping me like she couldn't decide whether to hold on or shove me away. When she finally pulled back, her voice shook. This changes everything. Good. Let everything change. Her eyes searched mine, rain dripping down her cheeks. Her lips parted with something unspoken. For a second, I thought she'd say yes, that she'd stay, that this storm would finally break into calm. But she only whispered, ragged, I don't know if I can survive you. I grabbed her hands, holding them tight against my chest. Then we survived together. She didn't answer. She didn't pull away either. Her silence was louder than the storm, louder than my heart crashing in my ribs. And then she leaned in, close enough to taste her breath, close enough for the world to tilt, before she tore herself free. Scarlette! She stepped back, shaking, eyes burning with a war I couldn't win for her. The rain swallowed her as she turned, disappearing into the blur of the city. Scarlette! I shouted again, but the sound was ripped from me, lost to the thunder. I stood there, breathless, soaked, staring into the storm with her name still burning on my lips, realizing I had finally crossed the line, and there was no going back. We stood in the rain, torn apart by silence, knowing that no matter what came next, everything had changed, and the next move could destroy us both.
The apartment was too quiet, the kind of silence that pressed against my chest. Outside, rain still beat against the glass, tapping like a relentless reminder of everything that had just happened. Scarlette stood by the window, coat still damp, hair clinging to her face. She didn't turn when I stepped closer. She just stared at the storm below, her body tense like she was bracing for me to disappear. Scarlette, I said, my voice low but sharp enough to cut through the silence. You've been running. Her fingers tightened around the window ledge. I'm not... You are, I cut in, moving closer. The floor creaked beneath my steps, deliberate, certain. Not from me, from what you feel. Her shoulders stiffened. I can't, she whispered. Her voice trembled, breaking apart with every word. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to fall again and break myself all over. I was behind her now, my hands reached up, turning her to face me. Rain-damp strands clung to her cheeks, and I brushed them back, holding her face like it was the only thing keeping me alive. Scarlette, I said, steady, desperate. Love isn't safe. It's not neat. It's not calm. It's terrifying, and it's messy, and it can tear you apart. But I swear, I pressed my forehead against hers, breath shaking. I'd rather risk every scar with you than live another day pretending I don't need you. Her lips parted. Her eyes flickered, like she was searching for escape, for denial, for anything. But she found me instead.
You don't know what you're asking, she whispered. Yes, I do. My voice broke, raw with truth. I'm asking for you. No masks, no running, no excuses, just you. Her chest rose and fell, uneven, trembling. For a moment, silence hung between us, thick as smoke. Then her voice, soft but steady, cut through. I love you. My heart stopped. She swallowed hard, eyes glistening. I've been terrified. I've been fighting it, pretending, lying to myself, but I can't anymore. I love you, Ethan. The words hit like lightning, setting me on fire. Relief, need, hunger, everything I'd been choking back erupted all at once. I didn't wait. I couldn't. My lips crashed against hers, urgent, desperate, claiming. She gasped into the kiss, her hands finding my hair, pulling me closer with equal force. Every wall, every fear shattered. Scarlett, I breathed against her lips, but she silenced me with another kiss, fiercer, wilder. Buttons popped, fabric tore, clothes hit the floor with reckless speed. Her coat slid off, my shirt yanked over my head, the sound of rain outside drowned out by the ragged breaths between us. We stumbled backwards, colliding with the couch, with the wall, with anything that got in the way. None of it mattered. All that mattered was her hands on me, my mouth on hers, the desperate need that had been boiling for too long. Her whisper broke through between gasps. No more running. Never again, I swore, dragging my lips down her neck, tasting rain and heat. Her back arched, her fingers digging into my skin. Ethan! My name on her lips snapped every last restraint. We fell into each other, a storm of limbs and whispers and frantic touches. The world disappeared. There was no city, no noise, no gossip, no lies, just her and me tangled in need, in want, in something deeper than either of us could fight. Hours blurred. Time didn't exist. It was only her gasps, my groans, our bodies finding rhythm, breaking, healing, surrendering. When it finally slowed, when the storm inside us eased, we collapsed together on the couch, skin slick, hearts pounding so hard it felt like the world was shaking with us. I held her close, my lips brushing her temple, my breath still uneven. No more apps, no more swipes, no more games. It's just us, only us. She smiled faintly against my chest, exhausted, spent, but glowing in a way I'd never seen before. Her whisper was soft, but it branded itself into me. Only us. Her head rested against me, her body curled into mine, as if she finally believed. For once, she didn't pull away. She didn't run. She stayed. And for the first time, I let myself believe too.
1 year! It didn't feel real sometimes. The city outside still buzzed with the same chaos, deals were still made in glass towers, the world still spun forward. But in here, in this apartment that had become our universe, everything was different. I sat at the edge of our bed, phone in hand, thumb hovering over the one app I hadn't dared touch in months. The little flame icon stared back at me, mocking, tempting, pointless. Matches, connections, promises. It all looked so hollow now. Behind me, the sheets rustled. Her voice broke the silence, soft and teasing. Decisive, aren't we? I turned, and there she was, Scarlett. Pajamas rumpled, hair tumbling down her shoulders, a steaming cup of coffee in her hand. She looked at me like I was the only thing in the room that mattered, eyes sparkling just the way they had the first time she caught me off guard. You never needed them, she went on, mock serious, sipping her coffee, and apparently neither did I. I smirked, deleting the app in one swipe. Apparently not. I leaned back against the headboard and held out my hand. She slipped easily into my lap, warm, soft, grounding. But I like making things official. No distractions, no games, just us. Her lips curved, her forehead pressing against mine. Just us. Always. The sun pushed its way through the curtains, streaks of gold cutting across her face, catching the little flecks in her eyes that always pulled me in deeper. I kissed her hair, inhaling coffee and her skin all at once.
My voice came out low, rough, full of a truth I hadn't known how to say a year ago. And no more burning connections. Her fingers traced my jaw, eyes fierce, unwavering. Some connections are meant to burn, but only to light the way. That did it. I tilted her chin and kissed her, slow but loaded. Everything we'd lived through and condensed into one impossible moment. A year of stolen nights, slammed doors, whispered fights, laughter that broke through walls. It was all there in her mouth on mine. Her coffee mug was abandoned on the nightstand. Her hands slid into my hair, tugging, laughing against my lips when I pulled her closer. Real-world magic, huh? I murmured against her mouth. She smiled, half eyelidded, tugging me down until I couldn't tell where she ended and I began. The best kind. We collapsed into the sheets, limbs tangled, laughter spilling into whispered declarations, knowing that whatever the world might throw at us, we had already won, because we had each other, and that was more than enough. The end.
If this story touched you, don't leave without hitting like, comment, and subscribe to Scarlette Secrets. Every click helps us bring you more untold stories of love, loss, and betrayal. Every story we tell is for you. If you felt today's story, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Scarlette Secrets for the next one. Another secret revealed, another story shared. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe to Scarlette Secrets. It truly helps us grow and bring you more stories that matter.